Hello, my loves. Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome, my beautiful ladies, to the first day of From Dating to I Do. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Welcome in, welcome in. As you're joining, if you're able to, if you're a subscriber, the chat is open to you to interact with me. If you're not a subscriber, please do that and join us here. I think it takes about 5 minutes for the algorithm to let you, the YouTube to let you start commenting. And I'm super excited, my loves. I have been waiting for this for quite some time when the idea came to me, but I wanted to prepare for you. I wanted to give you my absolute best, and here we are. So if the sound is okay, if the video is okay, give me a thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed, and we're gonna get started. For those of you who are new to me, my most heartfelt welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. And if you don't know me, don't know my story, my name is Shaza Parande. I'm a relationship coach, and I've been doing this for the past 6 years now. More than 6 years now. Since mid 2017, I started my love coaching practice, and over the years, I have helped hundreds of women to actually get the ring, attract their soulmate, and now be in happy, healthy relationships. And this is what I'm here for today, and for the next 4 days that we're going to, well, today, including another 4 days, so 5 days in total, to give you my best advice, best tips over the years that I have learned, and the things that you need to be aware of, the things that you need to know in order to go about attracting the love of your life, the man that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and put them into practice. And this is so important to me, that you don't treat this as a free event, because it really, the value that I'm going to give you is not one as a free event. I'm not just giving you I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not keeping anything from you. I'm having the conversations with you that I would with my clients, that they pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to work with me. And it's really important to me that I make these, every now and then I make these events so that it is accessible to you. So, actually, first and foremost, if you don't know me, obviously, why would you want to invest in working with me? So, my energy, what I stand for, the things that I'm a hell yes to and the things that I'm not a yes to. And also, it's important for our relationship. So, that, the things that what my best looks like, what my energy feels like for you. Yeah. So I want to ask you to like everything else that you do, because the chances are, if you're attracted to me, if you've been called to come and listen to me, that you're a woman that is really passionate about her life. She is a go-getter. She is somebody that when she wants something, she behaves accordingly. That's who I am, and that's who I was when I started this journey. I was, when I first began my journey of inner work and going about my attracting my now husband. I was just, it had been a couple of years that I had gotten my master's degree in civil engineering. I was working in the corporate world as a civil engineer, and I used to travel the world for my job to help companies to use the devices that our company manufactured. And so I have been basic to every single continent, and I have, I had to get multiple passports, because my passports would just get filled up with all the stamps. So that's who, the kind of a woman that I attract seems to be like, to be someone that is career oriented, is success oriented. And perhaps she's been in that paradigm of thinking that, you can only have one or the other. You either get to have to be really successful in your career and create an empire for yourself, or you get to be this delicate flower that is only available to be in her feminine energy. And I'm a big embodiment of a feminine energy, by the way. But sometimes feminine energy gets the bad rep that being a feminine energy woman means that you have no drive, no ambition, and you're only meant to be, like I said, this like delicate, like, see, little good girl that is just girl, and is going to lose all her freedom in the name of love, is going to be only sitting in the passenger seat and have no voice whatsoever. And she is just going to be, that's it. She has to choose between having that love relationship with the masculine energy provider type of a man, or she gets to have the career of her dreams, the success, the empire, the business, and all of that. And I'm here to debunk all of that for you. I'm here to say that you get to have both. You get to take a stand for having every success in every way that you want, and you get to have the relationship of your dreams. You get to be the boss lady, the woman that is just can put her creative energy into either her business and her whatever she wants to go about. It doesn't only have to be in business, and she gets to relax in her feminine energy in her relationships and be chased, be loved, be pursued, be romanced, and ultimately share her life with a high quality, an incredible man. And that, if that's you, let me know in the chat if that's something that you desire to have. If that is something that you stand for. Like I said, if you're here, my senses are saying, yeah, that's because that's what who I'm talking to, right? So we are going to be talking about to that woman. And here is my invitation for you. My invitation for you is that when it comes to me pointing out things that are going to be things that I need you to look at, things that may feel triggering for you, I am here to invite you to let the woman in you to come forward, that empowered queen of yours to come forward, and not your little girl. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Your little girl comes over, you know she's activated. And when I say little girl, we all have our little girls inside, that there is this precious, innocent little girl that is most of the time scared. She is looking for protection. She is looking for to be cuddled and to be loved and assured. And that's what little girls, we're supposed to do with them. We're supposed to protect them. We're supposed to love them. We're supposed to encourage them. We're not supposed to scold them. We're not supposed to put them down. We're not supposed to make them feel like they're not good enough. That's not what we do with little girls. If we do that, we crush their little spirits and they withdraw and they feel scared and they think that they're never going to be good enough. We're all familiar with that part of us. But the woman in you is the part of you that can take personal responsibility and be held accountable for the things that she needs to work on. That means you understand my intention is never to shame or blame you. My intention is not to put you down. My intention is not to tell you that you're not good enough, because God knows that you are good enough. You are worthy of love, and you have everything that it takes to be in a relationship of your dreams with a high quality man with everything that you want. However, there is a reason that it hasn't happened yet. How many of you are here that have been on this quest for a while? This is not something that you just yesterday realized that you want to be in a relationship. You want to be married to your soulmate. You've been wanting this for a while. You've been desiring it. You have been dating. You have been finding yourself. Thank you for your honesty. You have been wanting it, but it hasn't happened yet. And the woman in you is going to accept, thank you, that she is the common denominator of all these years, all these men or lack thereof, all the breakups, and all this, the maybe the years of loneliness. Can we agree on that? That I am the common denominator of every relationship that I have been in, or the fact that I haven't been able to get past the first date. I'm the common denominator of always ending up with the bad boys. I'm the common denominator of always being attracted to the emotionally unavailable men. I'm the common denominator of going years and years and years being in a relationship with a man that goes absolutely nowhere, and I, at the end of the day, I'm not the girl that I'm chosen. I'm not ever chosen. Because that was my waking moment. That was when my life changed. Until 10 years ago, it was June of 2013 when my journey of going to my inner work started. And I won't go in too much details. There's so much a story you can find in other places, that I had just one bad relationship after another, one after another. And June of 2013 was the worst one yet. The one that really got me on the bathroom floor, just so heartbroken, exhausted. And that was the moment that as broken as I felt, and it felt like I have nothing else to lose, it also was the moment that I realized that I am the actual common denominator. How is it that year after year, time after time, I'm always ending up here, and it gets worse and worse and worse every time? Why is it? And it wasn't until I actually accepted responsibility and I said that in order for my world to change, for my results to change, for my dating life to change, it is me that needs to change. It is me that I need to look at the way that I show up in my dating world, the way that I speak to men, the way that I am. I didn't know what I needed to work on, to be honest with you. I had no idea. I hadn't read a single book on personal development, even though, like I said, I had my stuff together. I had my own house. I had a kick-ass career. I had traveled the world. So one would say that I had a lot of experience. I had boyfriends after one another. And yet this one area in my life, I just couldn't get it. I didn't get it. And because I was a good student in all other aspects of my life, I had this mentality that in order for me to actually excel at something, I need to learn the way. I need to actually learn what I don't know. And it was the acceptance of I don't know what I don't know. Somehow, somewhere in our life, we were it was expected of us to know exactly how to do relationships, how to do life, how to do love life. And sure, we are supposed to be taught by our parents and our grandmothers that this is how you do relationships. This is what a feminine energy partner, what a woman, how they do. And it's not to say that I didn't have that. It's not to say that there was anything that I put blame on, whether it comes to my family or anything like that. But as a woman that was born and raised in Middle East, and when I was 14 we moved to Canada, there was a lot of confusion for me. I came from the East, and now I was put in the world of West. When I would look at other girls around me, that now they had this sense of zero limits when it comes to what kind of a relationship they could have with men, with boys. And while there is so much greatness when it comes to the world, the Western world, and I'm not here to minimize the incredible opportunity that moving to to West Side, to Canada, has given me as a woman. But there was confusion, there was conflicting. And ask any teenager, is that, are they going to um, go with what is, when it comes to discipline, are they going to choose that, or are they going to go with like, I want no limits whatsoever, I want to do whatever I want to do, I want to have no boundaries, I want what she's having? And majority of us are going to, as teenagers, are going to choose that. We are going to go about choosing what's easy. That's the little girl mentality. She wants what's easy. She wants what feels good right now. She wants the ice cream right now. It doesn't matter that ice cream is not nutritious, that ice cream in the long run is not going to help her grow, but she wants what feels good, what feels easy right now. And if she can find her way to not eat that broccoli and get ice cream all the time, she'll do it. So when it came to dating, love, and relationships, that is a lot of women that I end up working with, women that are, when it comes when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to their relationship skills, they didn't actually have either good role models that taught them what needs to be taught. They, and whether it was direct, being, learning from a woman, from a mother figure, from a caretaker, or they just saw what their mother, what their other women on TV around them in school acted, and they just imitated them. That's what they did. We never actually second guessed ourselves whether or not this is the right path for me. Is this going to get me to where I want to go? And again, I'm not here for 1 second to put blame on anyone. I wholeheartedly believe every single person around us is always doing their best. They are not, never intentionally are, especially our parents, of course with exceptions, but majority of parents want what their best for their children, and however they go about it is the best way they think that they can teach them. And that's the truth of it, and that's the end of it. But we get to decide today, right now in this moment, that my ways of being in relationships and dating has not served me. Maybe I have gotten the fun stuff that felt good in the moment, like the ice cream that little girl wants. I got that reassurance from a handsome man that I'm pretty and I'm sexy and I'm desirable, and it felt good to just go about it with someone that felt exciting, someone that you felt a spark with, someone that was really good at smooth talking and just made you feel really, really, really good, or someone that you really trusted when it came to saying that, I go with the flow, the kind of guys that's just like, I don't know what I'm looking for right now in this, right where I am. I'm not looking for anything serious, maybe in the future. And you believed it and you said, okay, then I'm going to really do my best to win you over and have you fall in love with me, and everything is going to be great after that. Maybe that has been your story. Or maybe your story has been that every woman that you've seen around you, when she got into a relationship, she either lost her freedom, or she had to sacrifice a lot of herself, and she had to not be the incredible career woman that she wanted, and she had to settle, and she had to dim her light, and she's unhappy. So you have a fear of being in a committed relationship, but yet you want it. Let me know in the chat which category you're in. I want you to, because today we are talking about the main reasons that why you still haven't found your soulmate. Yeah. And there's quite a few of you that said that that's me. It's been a few years and I am still single. I want you to be fully honest, invite the woman inside of you to come forward, take control of the keyboard, and write out, what do you think the main reason is that you still haven't found your soulmate? And I'm going to go over the 3 categories that I personally have worked through myself, and I've worked with hundreds of clients, like I said, that is going to help you even further with having things click. Yeah? You see, oh, thank you, ladies, for all these beautiful comments. And if you're joining us live now, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Denying and not addressing my childhood trauma and divorce trauma. Got you. Oh, that is one of the main categories. One of the main categories that I'm going to be talking about. Okay. So the very first one that I believe. Oops, sorry, my screen just blanked out, and we're still okay, right? Okay, good. So let's go to every category one by one. So the number one is the very fact that we are not the reciprocal of who we say we want. The reciprocal of who we say we want as a man. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, you want a high value man, a masculine energy man, a provider type of man, a man who leads the relationship, a man who you can really trust, that he's there to provide for you and to protect you. And you are not an embodiment of feminine energy woman. When I say reciprocal, when it comes to relationships, there's two sides to it. You either, in terms of being one, the polarity on each side of the polarity that actually meshes together, that goes together, and we're going to go into the feminine, masculine, and all of that good stuff later in our 5 days together. But just keeping in that mind that you want a certain type of guy, but you are not the type of woman that guy wants. As simple as that. And I'm not saying you are not, but you are not the embodiment of that work. You're not showing that you can relax in your feminine. You don't trust yourself to be in your feminine energy. That could be one thing. Or not being a reciprocal is that you're not what you're asking for. So, for example, you want a man that is really financially stable. He's got his stuff together, he can provide, and he's good with money, and you don't take care of your own finances. Now, I'm not saying that there is a dollar amount that you need to be having in order to be a reciprocal match, but the energetic match of a man who is going to have you in his family and provide for you, do you think he will feel safe when he finds out that you don't take care of you don't pay attention to your spendings? You are not really prioritizing what's important, what's not important. And again, I'm not here to judge what that looks like or what that doesn't look like. You're not financially literate. You're not somebody that actually has educated herself in her financial, and you don't know where the money is coming and going to. You're not a reciprocal match for that kind of a man. Or you want a man who really takes care of himself. He looks good, he smells good, he takes care of the way that he looks, and you don't do the same thing. You don't take care of your hair treatments and your basically the hygienes and looking your best, and yet you want a man that has a body fat of 2%, and while you allow yourself, you have let yourself to go into the other side of the scale, that you don't even want to get on the scale because it feels too scary. Not shaming, not blaming. Don't let the little girl come out. I'm going to remind you of that. I'm not here to body shame you. I am saying that who you want, you are always going to attract who you are. Who you want is not necessarily who you are. And it has to be a match for it to work. It has to. It doesn't work the other way. This is one of the first lessons that I learned from Dr. Wayne Dyer, that says you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So looking at who we are, whether we are energetic match in terms of being a reciprocal to that, or being somebody that is just has all these great high standards but is not a match to it. You say that you want a man that is all in on you. You want a man that is crazy about you and wants you and only you, and you go after the emotionally unavailable guys. You go for a man who doesn't care for you, and you chase that one, the one that insults you, the one that doesn't honor his words. You want someone that he's reliable and you can trust his words, and you never know if he's honest with you or not. But you keep chasing him. You keep going after him. You want a man who wants to have a family with you, who wants to create that beautiful life with you, and yet you don't get along with anyone in your family, and it's you don't put in the work to get along with them, to have harmony with them. I want you to think about that for a second. I had a short video about this. Is that if a man wants to have you part of his family, part of his world, to possibly be the mother of his kids, if that's what both of you want, yet he sees that there is not a single person in your family that you get along with. Granted, there's always going to be some people that in our families that may not be for a greater good, but is there anybody in your family that you can have a healthy relationship with? Do you have friends, a really close-knit kind of people that are your backbone, and he can see your ability to have relationships and then be a role model for the kid that he's going to have with you? It's really important to him. If you don't actually pay attention to what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to, then you're going to always go to life, your dating life, and react to it, as opposed to being someone that, even though I know you're boss ladies, even though I know you've gotten to where you are in your careers and your studies, by actually taking charge in that sense and being somebody that knows what she wants and she goes for it. But does it look like to you that you're going towards the right direction of wanting that incredible man, for example, when you ignore red flags and you make excuses for a man when he is resembling those red flags to you? That's the first part that I want you to start looking at. In terms of, and this is going to be part of your homework today, when it comes to being a reciprocal match of the kind of guy that you want, first and foremost, who is your man? Who is the kind of guy that you want? Describe him. What is he like? How does he make you feel? Go from the characters of his finances, what he wants in a relationship, how he takes care of himself, how he takes care of you, and take an honest look of every single point that you've made and look at it and see, are you a match for it? Are you actually, if you say that you want an emotionally available man, are you attracted to emotionally available men, or do you find them boring? Do you find flaws with them, with the color of socks that they choose? Do you actually pay attention to what you say that is important when you're meeting men, when you're around the kind of guys that you say you want? How do you feel around them? So I want you to take a look at this first part. What kind of a guy do you want? Make it in point forms. And in every single point, in honest truth, the little girl, no, the woman in you, are you a match for that? Let me see. Hi, Ellie. Good to see you, love. Not really going for it and not opening up enough, I guess. Afraid to be not successful. The last few years, I've been busy with other things and didn't have the energy to even start it. I totally hear you. And there is a time that we need to do that when we are so overwhelmed. We might be in a situation that it's best for us to put it aside. But if it's nagging at you, if you actually signed up and you're here and you're listening, there is a part of you that is ready for it and needs to open up to it. And I'm going to go into that in a minute. You've had specific expectations in the past without being honoring to myself, and I'm the reciprocal of that. I love that. Thank you for your honesty. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So, the second thing that we're going to go to, the second category that I need you to be looking at is your dating habits. Having bad dating habits. And I see a lot of that. So, we're going to give you a few examples and you let me know if you find yourself in these dating habits. And when I say bad dating habits, these are common dating habits. This is modern dating, in a lot of cases. And that's the truth of it. And that's why it doesn't work. That's why the divorce rate is 50%. That's why majority of people are very much in the quest of love as opposed to actually being in a relationship that ends up in marriage. That's why, because the modern dating world is the hookup culture, the Tinder. I mean, not that I've had actually clients meeting their forever man on Tinder and marrying them, but you know what I mean when I say that. So you want to look at your dating habits when it comes to taking personal responsibilities. You may be the type of woman that when you find yourself attracted to a guy, you schedule your life all around him. He becomes the center of your world, all your attention, everything gets forgotten, all your friends get forgotten, and what you attach to him and the idea of him, and you start scheduling your life around him and making yourself super available to him. Just because someone is paying attention to you, is interested in you, you drop everything. You're glued to your phone and you make sure that the second he messages, you reply back, and you're chasing him energetically by looking at your phone, by trying to figure out when was he last online, all that stuff. When is he going to ask you out again? Or you maybe your bad dating habit could be that you go all in on one guy without any real commitment. You date one guy at a time and spend months and months and months and sometimes years just dating him. That was my bad, huge, terrible dating habit. Just constantly monogamous with boyfriends, trying to impress him, trying to make things work, trying to finally be good enough for him so he would pick me to be his wife. That is something that it's only new in this modern dating world. This was never the case in the past. It was never the case in the past that you as a woman would go all into one guy that may or may not have any similar values as you, may or may not want to even get married, and you just start a relationship with him because you want someone to go on dates with, that to go to family gatherings with, and you're lonely and he fills that void. That's it. A lot of women that first day when they come to work with me, when I let them know that they need to circular date, they need to not go all in on one guy and choose to be someone's boyfriend if they want to get married. Stop doing that. They were like, no. This type of a thing does not work. It doesn't work. It's unheard of. Men always say that, oh, how do I want to know if I want to propose to you if you're not my girlfriend even? This type of stuff only works in the East because that's how, not every single obviously Eastern country, but that is the norm for a woman to be the one that is having all these options, has these men fighting over her, trying to impress her family, trying to show that they are good enough for her to get her off the market by a real commitment. There is no such thing as boyfriend, girlfriend if a woman wants to get married. And that's how it goes. And when a woman tells me that doesn't work, I say, really? Like, men here are not like that. I say, really? Have you ever watched the show Bachelorette? It's a reality show that there is one woman that 30 some guys will come and they're all fighting to, at the end of the however long, 6 weeks or so, get engaged to her. How is it? Are these men out of the normal of society? These young men. Now, don't get me started. There's a lot of flaws with that show because what they focus on are completely the wrong things. They don't focus on values, and 99.9% of the time go based on the other dating bad dating habit that they have is that they go for the spark. They look for that initial spark. If we have chemistry, they don't look for values. They don't look for what he has to offer. They don't look for how they make them actually feel. Do they make them feel safe? Do they make them feel protected? Do they actually show the characteristics that they want in a life partner, or they are just exciting? They're the most good looking one and they're interested in her, and then she's going to choose that. That's different. But the whole psychology of the fact that men will not commit to a woman and they will not be okay with the fact that you're going to be dating other men at the same time goes out the window. And I've had many clients in the countries that this idea to them is so unheard for, such as Germany or Netherlands, and lots in the US. But apparently, for whatever reason, those two countries, they come with like, no way, Shars, that I have to first be exclusive and be boyfriend, girlfriend. Then I have to move in with him. Then he may propose to me and then we get married. And that will happen maybe in the next 10 years of getting to know a guy. And those are the ones that actually get married the quickest in my world, because they position themselves as something that those men around them have never seen before. We'll go into circular dating a lot more in depth in the coming days, but that's what I just wanted to debunk, that idea of circular dating is not an option where I live. It's an option everywhere. It works. And that is a huge thing that women make that mistake of going all in into what with one guy for many men for a very long time and ending up with just wasted time and heartbroken. Yeah? How do you feel about this? The other bad dating habit is the lack of boundaries. You have no boundaries when it comes to your time, to your energy, and to your body. When it comes to a woman wanting to get married and she's serious about it, I hope that, again, you do not come at this with a closed minded. I want you to open your heart. I want you to open your mind. You do not need to give it all away. You don't need to show him that you are compatible physically with him. You are really good at that stuff. No, not really. You don't. You really don't, because being physically intimate with someone actually gets better over time if it's a right concept, if it's a right match. But a lot of women, again, they give away their power, they give away their energy. Not here to shame you, not here to blame you. I just have to keep saying that because I know that this could make you feel like, oh my God, I made all these mistakes, or oh my God, no, this is impossible for me. But I'm talking to the part of you that is mature and can take responsibility and always knows that you can always change things now. You can always make a new decision right now. You can change your life right now. And there's nothing that you did in the past that needs to determine what's going to happen into your future. There is not a single thing that has now made you unlovable, unworthy, or now that you are not able to have that love life because in the past you made some mistakes. That's the little girl. Now I can't have it at all. I'm not good enough. Now I'm not able to, it's too late for me. It's not, I don't care. Majority of my clients are in their late 30s, mid 40s. I've had clients in their 60s and they have all been successful, and they have all had to radically shift the way that they used to date. And you can do that too. So that's my invitation for you. Now, the third area that I want you to lean into and really listen here is the part that is missing in a lot of discussions when it comes to love and relationships. And that is the unconscious part of us that is I don't want to say sabotaging, but I don't know a better word for it right now. I would say that it is sabotaging your relationships because it is the suppressed trauma inside of your body or pain. Not everything needs to be trauma. Some could very much just be pain, bad experiences that have you have a knee-jerk reaction. This is the part of us that you need to work on. Listen to this, is that if you know all of this, of what I have listed, and when it comes to implementation, you can't do it. You haven't been able to do it. If you know chasing a man, giving your time and energy to a man is completely a no-no to finding your match, and yet you find yourself over and over in the same situation. Your heart rate goes up, you start to shake when he's not calling you, you find ways to track him, you stalk him on Instagram. Or it could be the completely other way around, that when a good man is opening his heart to you, he wants you, you completely freeze and you close the door, you close your heart, and you are just no, you're not going to let that in, not going to, because this is activating, all of it goes unconscious. That you just, what that looks like is that I don't like the way that the way that he walks. I'm finding something that really stupid. You start to come up with things that are not in your value system. They have nothing to do with what kind of a man he is and how he's going to be. You find F law, oh, he likes the sports too much and I'm not into sports. Oh, he doesn't read as much as I do. That's a flaw. Oh, when we entered the restaurant the other day, a woman, a waitress came, and he was friendly, too friendly. While he did nothing wrong, he wasn't anything out of any, but he was just being nice. You find things to dismiss a really, really good man. You find him boring, you find him whatever, because your trauma response in that sense is that this is, I'm going to be loved, and I may get abandoned, I may be rejected, and I need to push that guy away right away. This is where I trip up. We're not sensitive. We are here to shake awake. I love that. I moved in with a man, became girlfriend, and didn't wait till marriage for intimacy. None of it worked. I'm fully listening. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your openness. I'm glad. I'm glad that I am talking to women here. So the trauma response, or your unconscious, is the part of you that needs to be worked on. If you know things, if you are very well aware of the dating things, but when it comes to, when I tell you start circular dating, you just find every excuse in the books to tell me why you can't do it. It won't work in my country. Oh my God, the guy that I'm really, really into is going to leave me, so I can't. I don't have time for it. You will find every excuse and you won't do it. When it comes to a guy that is not initiating contact, he's not coming towards you, you will come at me and say that, but he told me he wants to be loved this way too, and I don't want to lose him. So in the fear, your fear of abandonment takes over, your fear of rejection takes over, your fear of being loved and hurt takes over, and you have these involuntary responses, and you run away with them. You run with them and you run away from me with them. It happens. But if you're here, you're still here, and you're listening, congratulations. I'm really, really proud of you. And it's time to do something about that. I am a huge fan of therapy and I believe in it 110%. And last year, I became a trauma informed practitioner because of something that, long story, that no amount of therapy and talking was going to helping me with it. What has happened to me, so a great resource, a book that I would invite anybody who has experienced trauma is called The Body Keeps the Score. I started with that, and then I actually went through the whole training myself to become a trauma-informed practitioner, was because there are stored memories in our bodies. There are stored feelings and reactions in our bodies that no amount of talking or relating to it from the brain space is actually going to work. It's not going to actually make a difference whatsoever, because it is not a cerebral thing, it is a body thing. And when I realized and when I found out that how quick things can change, how quick it is that we get to heal our past trauma, then it really quickened my own growth in different areas of my life, as well as working with my clients. Life changing. I love that. Yes, 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 yes. That's awesome. So a lot of my work then after that has started to be dedicated to somatic, all embodiment work, meaning that you don't have to go through making things sense or remembering things to heal your trauma. You do not need to find out. And I know the part of you, because I have that part of me, that logical part. Like I said, I'm an engineer, I'm civil engineering, but I got a master's degree, not just a bachelor. So this loves to problem solve. This loves to figure out and put, connect the dots and know exactly what came from where. But also, trauma has a way, our brains, when it gets overloaded, when it is so much, there is so much feeling that is bigger than what you can contain, this shuts off because it's too much. That's why we sometimes completely repress and completely block out a memory, because it was too much at a time to remember it. So sometimes things don't make sense. And also, you may or may not know this, that a lot of trauma that is in your body is passed on to you from your mother line. It could be your grandmother's. If you know a little bit of biology, you know that when your mother was in your grandmother's womb, she already had you in her womb. So you have been in your grandmother's womb. You can go and search this if you don't believe me, but that is biological. So whatever trauma, womb trauma or trauma that your grandmother had could be passed on to your DNA. So it may make no sense whatsoever that why you feel a certain way about a certain something, even though it had nothing to do with you, and yet it still does. So that is the part that I want to empower you to work on. If you're a woman that all that you know it, and you're still frozen, you still get attracted to unavailable men, you still excessively talk about your ex even though it's been years, you think about him, you compare everyone to him, you literally have had traumatic things happen to you in your past relationship or to you as a child. Either seek therapy or work with a trauma practitioner, or I also have this opportunity that I would love to go into now to talk about it. If you have gotten everything that you wanted from this, I'm going to be talking about an offer that I have for you. So if this is you're feeling complete, you don't want to hear about it, I love you. You can just log off now and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it, but I want to see you. I want to see if you're what reciprocal match in the comments here. I want you to come back and write them out for me, that how, in what ways you're not a reciprocal match for your relationship. What bad dating habits have you had and you embody them? And when it comes to any unconscious behavior. So for example, you know all of these things that I've listed, you've known them for a while. And what are those that you keep, even though you know them, you keep doing them? So these three things, I want you to have them done in our chat. Okay? Now, I want to move into the opportunity that is available to you for 24 hours. And I would love to invite you all in there. So 4 years ago, in 2019, I ran a program called Attract the One Journey. And that program alone, the self-study version of it, has led to 42, I believe, marriages. Forget about relationships and all of that, because I really want to focus on, for those of you who want to actually be in a lifetime relationship with someone. Every single one of you, my loves, honestly, honest to God, you can find someone to have a good time with for a long time, for some time at least. All of you are going to be able to find a guy that is going to go to parties with you, or go to on events with you and sleep with you. You can do that on your own. You don't need me for that. You can find a lot of content on Instagram, on YouTube, or whatever around that. But my focus is the one for you. Attract the One Journey. That's what we're talking about. So 2019, I launched it, and it has been on its own, selling on my website, and it's been doing great. And a lot of people have gotten a lot of great results from it. But over the past, since 2019, it's now 4 years, I have really mastered more of what I have been teaching. I've helped a lot more women. So my toolbox has extended. So what I wanted to do was to relaunch this program and completely revamp it, completely add all the elements that I believe you will need to find and marry the one. And also, there is 2 packages that you can do this. So let me first make this clear. If you have already bought Attract the One Journey previously, the first level that I'm going to talk about, you don't need to do it. If that's what you want, you're going to get all the new modules with no extra cost whatsoever. You don't need to rebuy this. You're all good. You're all good. Now, there is 2 tiers to it. There is the course only tier, which is going to be, I'm going to be recording the modules and dropping them, and you will have meditations, you will have practices. It'll be incredible. You will also have the old stuff as well, but I'm going to actually make sure that they're all like still in complete and alignment with what I have to say. So some of them may be gone, but most of them are going to be still here, because obviously they work and their women are getting lots of results. So you're just going to get a lot of new courses and all that. And both of these, by the way, things that I have to say, they are in the description box. The second tier of it that I want to offer you comes with somatic healing sessions, live somatic healing sessions in a group settings with me, as well as one final, when you complete the program and everything, a Q&A and coaching session with me. I had to incorporate this because from now I know what somatic healing does to us, and how much it quickens our transformation, and how drastically it changes our entire lives, including our dating life. I can't include that in a package like this, because yes, there are a lot of women out there that will do the self-study course, and they really will get results. Like I said, they do. They already have. But there are women out there that it is deeper for them. That when it comes, it's too much work for them to be able to sustain, when their nervous system is out of sort and they can't make sense of things, and the emotions are high, and the intelligence goes down the drain, and they can't make sense of their own reactions, and it's debilitating. Like it really paralyzes you. So I wanted to have that as an offer. It's something that I only do with my private clients and in my Women of Masterpiece every now and then, but I really wanted to make that available. And today, only today for the next 24 hours, you can have that tier for the cost that is less than what the course is offered. So the actual course that what I'm offering for is currently at the full price is $555. You will have a discount code in your or discount link in the description box that if you click it, you're going to get a massive if you just want the course. But today only, if you actually go for the second tier, which is the full package, so you have the entire course and you will have 3 somatic healing sessions where we are going to be, and if you don't know what they are, there is no talking involved whatsoever. You don't have to talk about things, you don't have to rehash things, you don't have to do anything of that sort, but you're going to liberate yourself from everything that has been stuck. I'm going to teach you methods that I have spent majority of last year learning to heal trauma that is stored in the body, that unconscious stuff that we are not aware of, that runs 95% of our life. If you've been around me, you've heard me say this before, and I didn't make it up. All the scientists and the huge names before us, they have discovered that we only have 5% of conscious mind. The other 95% is all unconscious, and we're on autopilot with that. So we want to really access that part of us and really heal what needs to be healed. So whether you're somebody that feels so much anxiety when it comes to a guy that you like, when it comes to you can't find yourself to say no to a man, or you are really cold on the outside. That's also a part of it, that you can't actually have that warmth on the outside and strength on the inside. So you have your guards up, you have your blocks that basically stops you from receiving that love. I highly, highly encourage you to go for it, because today only, when you're going to buy it, it's going to be less than the price of the actual course. And I'm doing this because 2 things: making it affordable for those of you that it's a yes for, and for you to be somebody that is gets a reward for being a quick action taker, if that feels good to you. If you have any questions around it, you can go ahead and email us at questions@fullyadored.com. But there's a lot of information on the website already. You can go ahead and read it. You're going to start receiving the modules on, I believe, October 30th is, let me just double check and make sure. It will be the Monday. Yes, you'll start getting those modules, and we will schedule the healing sessions for based on I will get a temperature of what would work best for majority of people, because I would love for you to be there live. If you can't be live, that's okay. We'll record things, but you will only have access to the recordings as people who have signed up for this this basically package. Nobody else will have. These are completely confidential, obviously. You're not going to be on the camera or anything, but you can be if you want to, but they will all be kept confidential. And I want to find a time that will work with majority of you, if not all of you. So that's why I'm not saying that which days and which times it's going to be, because I want it to be not just work for me, I want to work for all of you. So the link to both of them are in the description box. If you just go to my website and go to Attract the One, it's going to be more expensive. Don't do that. Go to actually the links that are in the description box. I will also have my team to send out an email with the replay and the links, so you have it. It will be available to you for the next 24 hours, and I cannot wait to do this work with you, because honestly, I know it's life-changing. It's changed my life, and it's really quickened the work that I do with my clients when I incorporate this work. Things that were used to take much longer to heal now are healed so much faster. And it's not about, I'm not about, do it faster and then you just be on a rush or anything like that. But if we can end our suffering and we can change things, our experience in our life, why the heck wouldn't we? Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your participation. I'm so excited. Again, one more time, you can go for the course only. There's a link with a big discount. You can get that. Or if you want to go for the next tier, you can go for that. And it's no brainer. I think right now, the difference between the the getting the discount for the course only, it's probably less than $100. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it comes down to. It's insane because somatic healing session with me right now at where we are, it's a couple of $1,000s right now. So it'll be, I think you'll be happy. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. I don't want to take more of your time, and I can't wait to see your homeworks. No matter what, if you choose to not go for the course, that's totally fine. But do the homework. You will only get the results if you actually do the work, not just passively listen. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, ladies.